And welcome to the January 24th, 2014 edition, the first edition of Truth Radio with Dan Bidondi. And folks, a lot of people out there already know who I am, but I want to introduce myself first. My name is Dan Bidondi. I'm a correspondent reporter for Infowars.com, the leading edge in alternative media against mainstream media. And folks, we're here to fight the New World Order, bottom line. I mean, I'm a man who tells it like it is, how it is. I don't care about political correctness. I mean, there's no place in the truth movement for political correctness. So we got a lot to cover on the show, and I want to do a brief introduction and everything else. And again, it's the first edition. We're actually back on 990WBOB.com. We were here before at the beginning of the radio station here. We took some time off, but we're back again to start off 2014 with revolution against the New World Order. And that's right, we are declaring all-out war on the New World Order. Because you know what, folks? These scum, okay, the scum of the New World Order is coming after us. They're killing us day by day. And we're not out to sound like a bunch of conspiracy nuts, tinfoil hat wearers. Oh, call us what you will, but the thing is, we talk about the real news, folks. And we expose corruption, evil, and so on. And this is a broad variety of the show. We're gonna start off the show here as an hour right now until we get things going. We gotta get the sponsors, everything to fill the time slots. Well, pay for the time slots, I should say. And it's a lot of money going into this here. So we're gonna be talking about the Illuminati, everything from HOP to DARPA to, I mean, all over the spectrum of the truth or conspiracy ratio, I should say. And we're gonna cover the news today. We're gonna stick with the news, but I mean, like, folks, we got a long list of guests that are willing to come on, and Doc Marquise is now a personal friend of mine. He's one of the leading experts in the Illuminati. He was an Illuminati. He's the third or fourth generation Illuminati. He's the real deal, folks. And those of you out there who think the Illuminati doesn't exist, well, you better, get your facts right, and you better do your history, your research, and so on, because the Illuminati is very real. They're the ones, the scum, who run this planet. And we're going to get into all kinds of things with sleep paralysis, the occultic agendas behind it, the occultism behind it, I should say. We're going to expose the occult. We're going to expose all kinds of forms of Satanism, Wicca, so on, and all the false religions as well. And we're attacking every religion because, first of all, I want to state one thing. I am a believer in Yeshua Messiah, which is Jesus Christ, and I believe in the Word of God. And I'm not here to preach, throw the Bible down people's throats, but you know what? I'm out here to expose every single religion. That's Catholic, evangelist Christians, and so on. They're all evil and corrupt, and we'll get into that. I know it's a lot of controversial, and people say, well, the two things you never talk about, this is what you get told when you grow up. Never talk about politics and religion. Well, guess what? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about on the show. And again, we're going to get into deep things like the Illuminati, so on, the real meanings of holidays, the occultic meanings. And I want to promote this guy here, Doc Marquise, his website, It's a God Thing Productions 777.com. Again, it's a God Thing Productions 777.com. This guy was the real deal, folks. He was in the Illuminati and 34th generation. We're going to be bringing him on within a week or two as a guest. We're going to also have on former Illuminati Mothers of Darkness, Cisco Wheeler. We're going to bring in some Infowar.com reporters on. Good friends of mine. I mean, I developed like a brotherhood with those guys down in Texas. Alex Jones, Darren McBreen, Rob Dew, Rob Jacobson, John Bound, and all the other guys down there. Great guys. They're like brothers and sisters to me down there. And I want to state this show has no affiliation at all to do with Infowars.com. This is solely to do with Truth Radio and 990WBOB.com. But I am a reporter for them, and I just don't want people confusing the two, because what we say here is basically we expose everything, and especially with the occult and everything else. But we're going to get into the news and everything else. And folks, we're going to be opening the phone lines probably next week. We're not going to take phone calls today because I just want to get the introduction down, and I'm probably not going to cover all this news. I got about 6 stacks of news on my desk here, and I got my second Amendment protector, which is my 9mm Smith & Wesson. You know, I like to keep that on my desk, you know, to show people, say, hey, I believe in the Second Amendment. And yes, I'm pro-guns. And so without further ado, let's get into the news. And I want to, basically, we're going to get into exposing who Monsanto is. I mean, you heard other shows talk about Monsanto, like the Veterans News Radio, which is on tomorrow at 1 o'clock. His good friend of mine, Sal. Actually, all the guys here are good friends of mine. So tune into other shows here on 990wbob.com. They're all good friends of mine, and they got great shows. So Wildside, David Clyde, and so on, and the guys before me, the Northern Prosperity Law Center. And but I want to talk about Monsanto, and we're going to get into a whole show about Monsanto. And people who don't know who Monsanto is, Monsanto, they put out things like your weed killers, Roundup, and so on, but they also make genetically modified seeds, GMOs, genetically modified organisms. Well, anyway, got the first bit of news here from InfoWars. Activists halt Monsanto seed plant construction in Argentina. Now, again, there's a lot of talk about Monsanto, and a lot of people who are listening now already are aware of what Monsanto is about. So the seed giant and GMO evil genius, Monsanto, is promising to appeal a recent decision by a labor appeals court in Argentina to stop construction of a seed manufacturing plant there. Activists filed the initial complaint to put the brakes on the factory, citing health and environmental concerns associated with genetically modified crops in their production. By Monsanto is fighting back. Well, Monsanto, that you're fighting back, well, most of the Middle East, most of Europe, Monsanto fields are burned down. The buildings are destroyed because the people know about Monsanto now. But the thing is, here in the United States, we're supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave. Why aren't people burning the fields down, the Monsanto fields? There's one right out here in Massachusetts. Why ain't people attacking that place? Not like blowing it up or nothing, but attacking it, get the hell out of here, because you guys are killing us. I mean, I got my best friend Dennis and my friend Sal, who hosts the Veterans News Radio, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Them two were poisoned by Monsanto, along with over 700,000 other vets down at Fort McClellan, Alabama. They're military police in the Army, and folks, Monsanto is deadly. They use all kinds of chemicals and radioactive waste and everything. Believe it or not, you know, just do the study. It's all there. And they create these genetically modified organisms, and it's disturbing what Monsanto is about. And like I said, we cover everything to the occult, and if you do the numerology on Monsanto and the 6 sequence equals 666, and no, that's not a coincidence. And we're going to get into all that stuff in the next coming shows or so, and we're going to explain everything. So it might sound like we're all over the place at first here, but folks, there's a lot to take in. It's a bitter red pill to swallow, trust me. It took years and years and years of research to even acquire this information. And I'm blessed by God to even have this abundance of information that I want to share with you people out there. And, you know, I'm just sick of it. I am. I'm fed up. I'm sick of the tyranny. I'm sick of the people being politically correct. But you know what? These monsters are not politically correct. How many thousands does Monsanto kill a month? How many millions do they kill? So I'm not being politically correct. These fields should be burned down. People should be storming every Monsanto field in the United States and burning these son of a bitches out of here. Yeah, because I'm sick of them. I really am. And I'm trying not to rant right away in my first show here. And so I just get too overreactive. And you can't. I mean, if you know the stuff, okay, and you don't grin your teeth, you don't get mad, you're not a human being. And people say, why you get so mad all the time and go on these rants? But you can't help it. You can't help it, especially when it's in your face. They're poisoning us. They're poisoning my kid, your kid, the vaccinations, which we're going to cover too today. And main topic tonight is the police state. And folks, we are under attack, folks, by the New World Order in so many which ways, through the health technology, through the police state, and so on, and especially through the occult rubbing the stuff right in our faces every day, and right in your face every day, folks, and you cannot see it unless you actually know what you're looking at. But again, I'm overwhelmed here because I got so much to talk about, so much. I could be here for 6 hours and still not touch the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. And again, these activists are halting Monsanto seed plant construction in Argentina. And the question is, why ain't they doing that here in the United States? And check that article out, Infowars.com by Elizabeth Renta. And moving on, let's talk about vaccines. A vaccine pioneer now admits adding cancer-causing viruses to vaccine. The very thing we have been telling you folks for eons, okay? The vaccines, the H1N1, the swine flu, and so on, all have hundreds of poisonous derivatives. Okay, it's not what the vaccine does. That's what people don't understand, like the flu shot. It's not what it does, okay? It's the derivatives that are added to this. It's the mercury, the thimerosal that's added to the stuff. That's poisonous. And if you go into the Walgreens or CVS, ask for insert on that vaccine. Right on that insert, you got to see it has thimerosal in the vaccine. Now, I've been warning people for years about this stuff, but you know what? Especially my friends and family. Oh, here we go with the conspiracy kook. I got a friend, Catherine. She's basically, I lived with her for a while too, and I told her, don't get your kids the flu shot. And what did she do? She gets the kids the flu shot, and sure enough, she posted on Facebook 2 days ago, oh, my kid got sick, even though I got the flu shot. Well, gee, Catherine, I've been telling you that for how many years? And to all you people out there call us conspiracy theorists and lunatics, it's on record. I mean, I could pull up tons of articles. I want you to go on Google right now, type in vaccine death, vaccine causes paralysis, vaccine kills infant. You'll pull up scores, thousands and thousands of articles on these vaccines. And when we come back from the break, we're going to get into technology, how Apple wants to serve ads using your mood technology. It's a mood reading technology. Plus, we get the police state coming up. And, folks, there's a lot of information. And, folks, we are in trouble. And to get out of trouble, we got to know what's going on. We got to be mad. And we got to stand up against tyranny. And we got to resist it. And we'll be right back on the Dan Bidondi Show. And we're back on the Dan Bidondi Show, folks. The vaccines are deadly, and we don't know how many times we're going to hit you over the head with that hammer, folks. Vaccines are deadly, and we're going to close this, the last segment. I forgot to finish up with this last article. Pharmacies push an untested flu shot on pregnant woman. One of our reporters, Infowars.com, Leanne McAdoo, she went to, I think it was a CVS or something, undercover, and she was telling them that she's pregnant and she's expectant, and they were telling, if you see, we'll go to Infowars.com to watch the video, and flu season is underway, and vaccines are being pushed, and the only safe choice for avoiding sometimes deadly bout with the flu, especially for pregnant women, but you weren't being told may come as a shock. The safety of the flu vaccine has never been tested on pregnant women or their developing fetuses. We went undercover to two of the nation's largest walk-in flu shot pharmacies to see if they think the mercury-laden vaccines are safe and effective. And long story short, I want you to watch the video, actually. Leanne McAdoo went undercover with a video camera, hidden camera, and they were saying, oh, yes, the vaccines are safe for you and your kids, even though, yes, they're loaded with mercury, thimerosal, but, they're safe, but shh. And never mind the thousands of kids that died from the vaccines, folks. No, you're not supposed to talk about that. You're supposed to keep your mouth shut about that. You're a conspiracy theorist. Bad. Don't talk about it. Well, you know what? We're going to talk about it. And exactly what we're going to do is expose what's going on. And we're moving on to the technology here. And like I said, Apple wants to serve you ads using mood reading technology. And folks, this is a scientific control grid. They're setting up the giant scientific control grid. They know where you are all the times. They're spying on your emails. I mean, they all came out. Years and years we've been telling people the NSA's been spying on you. For years, we've been called and labeled conspiracy theorists. But guess what? It comes out in the media, thanks to Edward Snowden, who's a national hero. Well, worldwide hero, I should say, because the NSA, the scum spying on everybody. That it all came out in the mainstream media. Yes, the NSA is spying on you, and the government says, well, no big deal. There's a thing called the Fourth Amendment. Maybe these people have heard of it, but no, they continue to spy on us, and courts are saying it's constitutional. Some courts are saying unconstitutional. They're going back and forth, but. And all in all, they're setting up the scientific control grid. We've been telling you folks they've been spying you with your phones and your TVs, and it all came out. Yes, we're spying on you with your phones. We can listen to your conversations. We can watch you at home with your smart TVs. It all came out. It's all on record now. And now Apple wants to serve you ads using mood reading technology, while Google wants to get up all in your home appliances and even your eyeballs. It looks like Apple's pushing to get straight to the heart of their users. A patent application from tech giant was published today and picked up by Apple Insider describes a technology that would infer a user's mood, at any time in order to best serve them relevant ads. Now, what's so bad about that? Well, again, mood reading technology. I mean, you have people, it's on record reported that, when you go on your Facebook, you put your mood, I'm pissed off or something, and you type in something like, the damn government or something. All of a sudden, they have the FBI or Homeland scum showing up at your door. Why are you mad? What, are you going to blow up the building? What, are you going to blow up the White House or something? You know, this sounds far-fetched, but it's true. Folks, I mean, these people are not going to stop. I mean, they're spying us through the phones, the TVs, and so on. And yes, they watch them. They want to know what your mood is. They want to know what you're thinking all times, because it's like Minority Report. You know, pre-crime arrest, which they're doing now, just on the suspicion that you're committing a crime or going to commit a crime, they're going to come arrest you. Now, our Constitution and so on says it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And you actually have to commit the crime in order enough to do it. I mean, all of us, every single one of us on this planet get mad one time or another. And yes, we think violent things. You're a human being. Okay? You get pissed off at somebody or something, a thought will come across your head. But you know what? It's just a thought. You know you can't actually fulfill it and take it out. But they are developing technology, folks, to read your brains. This is real, folks. To read your mood. I keep saying mood. Read your mood. So they could come arrest you because you might go blow up the White House. Obama raises the taxes, somebody's going to get pissed off, the damn president. You know, then they wish that he's assassinated, even though they're never going to do that. And God forbid anybody to ever do that, even though the scum is a new world out of tyrant. But I don't wish death upon anybody. God's going to handle that scumbag. But the thing is, they're going to come after you, folks. And if you think I'm joking, we've been right about everything, and it's not that we want to be right. I wish to God we were wrong about all this, so I could go home, live a normal life with my family. You know, it's like every day the news just keeps coming, and it never stops. It doesn't, and they are going to keep pushing until all our constitutional rights are gone. And folks, now you got the Pope Francis, which I believe is a false prophet of the Bible. We're not going to get to that right now. I know a lot of Catholics out there saying, oh boy, what the hell is this guy talking about? But we're going to have a whole segment on that. I got a video on my YouTube. If you go to my website, truthradioshow.com, click on my YouTube links. I got tons of videos on that. I do specialized videos in certain areas, such as the Pope and so on. But Pope Francis describes the internet as a gift from God and calls for Catholics to get online. Boosting his credentials as a modernizer, Pope Francis has called the internet a gift from God's, quote-unquote, in a statement released on Thursday. In the message from the Catholic Church Communications, the pontiff wrote on the pros and cons of the digital age and its implications for Catholics when interacting with people from different faiths and backgrounds. So, you know, get the Pope pumping up the internet. So again, they want everybody on the internet. That's the thing. They want everybody on the internet so they can control you, monitor what you're doing, monitor what you're thinking. And we got drone bugs. This is beforeitsnews.com. This is not a mosquito. It's an insect spy drone for urban areas already in production, funded by the government. And yes, DARPA. DARPA is one of the big companies, folks, that make these drones. I mean, if you can see it on the screen, or if you go on Google, you can see it looks like a mosquito, but it's got a camera on it, and it's even got a little syringe on the nose of it that can inject you, and it's all in the report here, that it can inject you with a virus or whatever, even just say some kind of poisonous virus that will kill you. So you send a spy drone in now, and they're controlling it, remote control, obviously, and they can see what you're doing, listen to what you're doing. You know, be like if they call it the fly on the wall. And it's a mosquito on the wall just sitting there, listening to everything you're saying, watching everything you're doing. And if it wants to, it could come and sting you with this little syringe here, kill you or inject you with a virus. Now you got whistleblower. Google Chrome can now listen to your conversations. Again, more technocracy, folks. And programmer goes public 4 months after the company failed to fix exploit. Now, again, we got whistleblowers coming out. We got Edward Snowden, who blew wide open the NSA's whole spy grid, which we've been telling you about. Now, Eric Snowden, which is a national hero, man. And God bless you, man. And I say, all the American people, you need to get behind this guy. And if he wants to come back home, I say the American people provide the security for this guy. And any government agency that comes to try to take him, you stop them. But, you know, that government, you know, they'll just kill anybody in their path. And but this guy is a national hero. But anyway, you got another whistleblower saying that Google Chrome can listen to your conversations. And we had the Google PowerPoint and all these other programs that openly say we can monitor how much electricity your refrigerator is using and so on. But now, they are saying that they can listen to you in your conversations. With your webcam, they activate your webcam and you have no idea that thing's on. Even the red light doesn't come on. They could listen to you through your microphones. I mean, this has been going on for a while, but now it's coming out. And it says when you click the stop button or stop the speech recognition on the site, you won't notice that the site may have also opened another hidden pop-up under the window. This window can wait until the main site is closed and then start listening and without asking for permission. This can be done in a window that you never saw, never interacted with, and probably didn't even know existed there, writes the whistleblower. Now, folks, if you go to more on Infowars.com, it's an article by Paul Joseph Watson. Again, whistleblower, Google Chrome can listen to your conversations. And, folks, this is the scientific control grid that we've been warning you about. And we're going to break that down. We're going to bring Cisco Wheeler on. She's an expert in mind control, expert in this technocracy. She's a former mother of darkness, which is a women's sect of the Illuminati. And we're going to bring Tex Mars on about this. You know, all these experts in this field to open up and explain to you what the mind control stuff is. People say, oh, boy, when mind control started coming out, that's where the tinfoil hat thing originated. Oh, why don't you just put some tin foil on your head to prevent the waves? But all you have to do is do the research. You have the Tesla technology, who was a great guy, very smart, but, you know, criminals hijacked his technology to use it for diabolical purposes. And we have Gwen Towers, GWEN, research what Gwen Towers are. ELF, which is extremely low frequency, which they use, now DARPA and Raytheon openly admit they use that technology, that ELF, for mind control. Hence the Navy shooting, the Navy Yard shooting in Washington. And I covered the report right here in Rhode Island. I went to the hotels, and the ELF he carved on his rifle didn't stand for ELF. It stands for extremely low frequency, which is used for mind control. And we broke down the whole report. I got the report on my website in truthradioshow.com. And folks, we need to get to the bottom of all this. And again, we're all over the place because we want to expose it all, but we want to give you a touch of everything that's going on. And when we come back from the break, we get some U.S. and world news. China and Japan going to war. Oh boy. And World War III coming up, we'll see. And we'll be back on the Dan Bidondi Show. And welcome back to the Dan Bidondi Show on 990WBOB.com. And folks, it's the first show here, first edition of the January 24th, 2014. And we are rolling here. It's a half hour already, half into the show. And time flies by when you're having fun. Well, fun is a word I choose least to describe. But, you know, sure, it's great opening people's minds. Sure, it's great, you know, giving knowledge, but, you know, it's not an easy thing to know the stuff, folks. And when you start tuning into the show, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And a lot of people going to say, you know, there's no way this stuff could be true. And I like to think it's not. I don't. I like to say, hey, you know, I take that blue pill and live a fake reality. But you know what? You can't. Once you know something, it's your responsibility to tell people. And that's what we do here. And we got other shows on here that do the same. Infowars.com, Alex Jones. You know, it's just like, it's a responsibility. It is. It really is. When you get to know what's really going on, your eyes open up. And those of you who believe in the Bible says it's your responsibility to know the deeds of evil and expose them. And that's exactly what I have to do. You know, sure, I want to go live a normal life, and I do. I spend time with my son and my girl, and we have a, you know, normal life, whatever. But you need to put priorities in life too. I mean, you can't. It can't be always about fun and games. You know, partying all the time. Now it's a Friday night. Now most people are out there partying, at clubs and everything else, drinking, which is not, if that's your thing, fine. There's nothing wrong to break away for a while and, get off the grid, so to speak, and unplug. But, it's time you have to put priorities and, know what's going on in front of you. Because you know what? You might be enjoying life now, which is great. But you know what? In years from now, soon from now, I should say, if they leak it their way, if they had it their way, it would be right now. You wouldn't have that luxury, those freedoms to get out there and enjoy life. So, yes, take some time, folks. 5-10 minutes a day, post a blog, go on your YouTube, make a quick video. I mean, even if you can't talk or don't like to be on TV or nothing, just write a blog. Post, forward an article or something that you see that is going on. Before we get into the U.S. world news, I'm going to get called the dumb down news, which is the big distraction from everything that's going on. Never mind the wars, folks. We got to stop the presses, folks. Stop it all. We should even, call kids out of school and everything Monday because Justin Bieber was arrested. So that's the big dumb down news, folks. And that's what's stealing the headlines from everything else. The wars going on, the homeless, the hungry, the economy in debt, the whole crisis going on. But you know what? Justin Bieber, the little Illuminati twit, gets arrested and he poses. I gotta tell you something. I'm not. Because I gotta call this guy what he is. He's a fag, okay? And I'm not criticizing homosexuals. I got friends, homosexual, whatever, and I'm not at all going down that road, okay? But the thing is, this kid, fag is the word that describes him. Bottom line, he's just a twit. And look at the smile on that little snively bastard's face. Ooh, I'm gonna get away with it because I got money. I'm a Hollywood star. Okay, I'm gonna get away with it because. I'll smile in front of the camera because I'm walking out of here. Sure, I could go run around my $500,000 car drunk and probably kill somebody. But, I'm walking out of here and it's going to make me famous. When I come out of prison, there's going to be 1,000 teenage girls who are going to be screaming and yelling over me. And Justin Bieber bails out of jail, mugs for Miami fans. So his mugshot is like a big smile. He looks like Miley Cyrus without makeup. Look at it. It's like, take a look at it, and if those are listening on the radio, type in, it's a Miami Herald, Justin Bieber bails out of jail, mugs for Miami fans, and look at his face. Compare him next to Miley Cyrus. He's got the same hairdo. I mean, this kid is 101 fag, okay? I don't like to call people names, folks. I really don't, and I apologize. If anybody out there is a homosexual, please don't take it that way, okay? But this kid is the epitome of a faggot. Like that episode of South Park when they were making fun of the Harley Davidson riders. But, again, it's not a derogatory statement against homosexuals. This kid is just pure fag. He's Illuminati porn scum. And excuse my language, folks. I really apologize. I don't like to swear at all on the air. And fallen pop star Justin Bieber left a Miami-Dade jail Thursday afternoon following 4 days of carousing, that led to suspicions of 3 police officers and ended with his own wild drug-fueled drag race in Miami Beach, authorities said. The world's richest teenager waved to a flock of tearful fans. Oh, Joy! Oh my God, they arrested Justin Bieber. Is he okay? And he waves it to his fans from his SUV as he left the prison about 2:30 in the afternoon after being charged with DUI, resisting arrest, and driving without a valid license. He posted a $2,500 bond. Now, he's probably going to come out with this rap album now. Oh, yeah, I'm a dog. I burn the jail. I roll up my gat. He's probably going to get caught with a gun. Whatever. It's just that, what? This is stupid. Dumbed down media, and this is actually taking time away from the real news. And, this is just dumbed down media, bottom line. And I can't believe I'm talking about this. Justin Bieber. Everybody's like, stop the presses for Justin Bieber. The little twit's been arrested. So let's go to the prison. Let's lay worship to him. Get on your knees, girls. Okay, kiss the ground that the scum walks on. Never mind. I just gotta keep my mouth shut here and move on because it's sickening, really is. And it's not about him. It really ain't. It's just like the priorities of people out there. It's like the world could be blown up, but Fast and Furious guy kills himself in a car accident. That I don't know. It's just like, I'm just like, oh man, I'm just like, my mind's like overwhelmed right now. Yeah, it's just the priority of people that put these stars and these Hollywood people, and even Nelson Mandela, the criminal. I mean, the guy's killed so many people, signed death warrants, and the world praises him. They put the flags at half-staff for a non-American, a tyrant and murderer. Oh yeah, but he saved the Middle East. I mean, South Africa. He stopped the bad regime. Well, sure, you replace the evil one with the even more evil one, but the world stops the presses because of Nelson Mandela. And people like the guy from the Fast and the Furious, Paul Walker, and now Justin Bieber. You know, just as stupid. And we got to move on, folks. This makes me sick. It really does, because people's priorities are going out the window. I mean, they'll tune into Honey Boo Boo instead of tuning into real news of, you know, the NSA spying on you. But that's okay, as long as I get to watch my Honey Boo Boo and watch Justin Bieber parade around the stage like a fag. But moving on, Harvard professor warns of devastating China-Japan war. That's right, Japan and China are at the brink of war, which they have been for years, and just things are heating up. Now you got a Harvard professor, Ezra Vogel, warned of the devastating consequences of the potential war between China and Japan during a conference in Beijing. Well, we've seen this coming for a while. I mean, China and Japan have been at each other's throats, and this is where HAARP comes in. HAARP, which we're going to have a whole show on that. HAARP is weather modification weapons. Now, those of you out there don't believe in that, it's a conspiracy. Well, I want you to go take your little conspiracy fingers, okay, and go to the conspiracy Google, okay, type in on your conspiracy keyboard and type in HR 2977, the Space and Moderation Safety Act of 2001. It's a Space and Preservation Act of 2001. So type that in, okay, it's a government document, never passed, but it says mind control weapons, it says weather modification weapons, chemtrails, you know, the conspiracy stuff that your government openly admits about. So, I mean, I know, because a lot of people out there say, oh, that conspiracy with weather control, what's this got to do with China and Japan going to war? Well, they've been waging war against each other with these weather modifications. You think the Fukushima earthquake and typhoon and so was natural? No, it wasn't. It was an attack by Japan. But anyway, you got this Harvard professor warning of a China-Japanese war, which we already know because it's been heating up for a while. Now you got John Kerry. John Kerry, the new Secretary of State, the successor of Hillary Clinton, the goddess, pagan, Illuminati queen slut. And U.S. still toying with the idea of bombing Syria. And I'm sorry, folks, with the vulgar language. It's just like, it just gets me so mad with these people. And people actually worship these people and want to vote for them as president. Makes me sick. And U.S. still toying with the idea of bombing Syria, John Kerry says. Now, John Kerry, U.S. President Barack Obama has never given up the idea of dealing a blow on Syria. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry said he believes that Bashar Assad is as good as a magnet for terrorists. Well, let me give you a little wake-up call. First of all, the Syrian people being gassed, no, it wasn't from Assad. No, Assad is not a perfect guy or a good guy either. But no, Assad did not gas his own people, folks. It was your CIA that did so. On record, they were told by the Obama administration to use the gas on the people months before so they could overthrow the Assad and his regime. But it all came out, folks. It all came out. That's why we didn't go bomb Syria. That's why most, I think it was about almost 80% of the American people opposed war with Syria. Because even the ones that didn't really know what's going on, they smelled foul play. Because most people are waking up now. It's divide and conquer. It's never about freedom or liberating the country. They set up its problem, reaction, solution. You create the problem, and your reaction is the solution that you wanted to do in the first place. So, in other words, like, you want to occupy Syria. Syria says, we don't need you. Stay the hell out of our country. So you create a problem, and the reaction is the solution to occupying Syria. And that's what they did in Egypt, and which were, by the way, I got a friend in Egypt, a correspondent that we're going to bring on in a couple weeks to talk about the Muslim Brotherhood taking over, which is funded on record by Hillary Clinton and the United States government. They funded the Muslim Brotherhood to take over Egypt. And we're going to bring our correspondent on from Egypt, from Cairo, to talk about that. But you got John Kerry trying to wage war in Syria. But on the other hand, he's trying to make peace between the Palestinians and Israel, which we're going to have a special report when we bring Doc Marquise on in a couple weeks. We're going to get into that and how it's related to biblical prophecy. But, I mean, they want to go after Syria. They know the public support is not there, but they're gonna do anything they can to go after Syria. That's why they're still toying and tinkering with the idea of going after Syria. And you got Dallas City Council expands ban on the First Amendment. And when we get back from the break, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to get right into the police state. And we got 5 years of Obama death drones have snuffed out 2,400 lives. That's right, 2,400 lives have been snuffed out by Obama's drones. And guess what? Those 2,400, none were Al-Qaeda, none were insurgents. All innocent women and children in Pakistan and all over the Middle East. And now they're calling for drones on American soil. So, folks, we are in trouble, and we need to become aware, get mad, and wake up. And we'll be right back. Dallas, Texas is now waging war on the First Amendment, folks. And you got Dallas City Council expands ban on the First Amendment. And the Dallas, Texas City Council recently expanded its existing ordinance, which bans anyone carrying a sign within 75 feet of a freeway and also prohibits anyone from peacefully assembling on or near service roads, bridges, or overpasses, including those not holding signs, and individuals the city considers to be dressed provocatorily. Like, I mean, I'm just like at loss for words for this. I mean, how could the people allow that? I know Texas is a huge patriotic state, but Dallas seems to be the Connecticut. You know how New England is with Connecticut. You know, the people in there are just willing to give up all their rights. But Dallas is doing the same thing. And how could the people stand for that? You know, like, you can't wear a shirt because it's provocatory. It's just like, what, really? And we got to move on because we got a lot more news to cover quick, and we got the police state stuff, and you got, again, 5 years of Obama death drones has snuffed out 2,400 lives, and this week marks the 50th anniversary of Obama's first drone kill while in office. Since that time, according to the report from leading watchdog, close to 2,500 people have been killed by launches sanctioned by the White House, which doubles George Bush's. And, folks, this guy is a murderer. I mean, I call it how I see it. This guy, Barack Obama, Barry Soetoro, he is a murdering scum. He's the king of the New World Order, a murdering scum, okay? And he has no sympathy for life at all. None at all. And, you know, people say, oh, man, one of our troops, which God bless them. You know, I mean, God bless those poor guys, which Henry Kissinger openly said that troops are nothing but pawns and dumb, stupid animals, which are not. But that's what your government thinks about your military. Your government thinks you're just a bunch of pawns and you should be just used for foreign policy. That's what Henry Kissinger said. And we're going to move on. We got Homeland Security giving Muslim Brotherhood VIP treatment with no TSA pat-downs. And a newly released document obtained via a Freedom of the Information Act request confirms that the State Department ordered the Department of Homeland Security to spare members of the Muslim Brotherhood traveling to the United States in 2012 a TSA pat-down for any kind of secondary screening. So let me get this straight. You, the American citizen who goes on vacation with your family, you got your wifey, kids, and all that, they get sexually molested, felt up at the TSA checkpoints, and, you know, they put your 16-year-old daughter and your wife through the x-ray scanners, and they sit there and get off on the naked images of her. That gets recorded, stored, and transmitted through the system, which is on record, in the training manuals it says, and you got some perverts feeling your 6-year-old boy up. So, yeah, so we're going to do that to you, the American person, you know, the American citizen, but you know what? The Muslim Brotherhood that's caused all the riots in Egypt, that's caused, and again, I want to state right now, the Muslim Brotherhood does not speak for the regular Muslim people. Now, the Muslim Brotherhood is a militant group. It's a militant group funded and aided and most likely created by our CIA, by the President his whole administration, Hillary Clinton, on record funding the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt to put them in power so they could come occupy Egypt. That's all on record. It all came out. The whole Benghazi scandal. That's why Hillary Clinton had to resign, because, you know, she never showed up for the hearings for the Benghazi scandal. Now, John Kerry's coming out to say, oh, you know, let's expose Hillary Clinton, to throw her under the bus so he could win the Democratic nomination, which he's running for president, which he announced. But now the Homeland Security gives the Muslim Brotherhood VIP treatment. Oh, don't worry, you could blow stuff up. You know, you could take over governments, you could cause all this disaster and put a bad name on Muslims. But you know what? We're going to give you VIP treatment. So if you want to bring bombs through the airport, go ahead. You know, but you, the American people, you scumbags, you that's going on your family vacation to Florida, to Disney World, you little scumbags, you's a terrorist. So we're going to grope you. We're going to put you through x-ray scanners, radiate your body, and also look at your mom and your sister naked. That's what we're going to do. And for you perverts out there, we're going to look at that little boy, and they're sitting there drooling like, and that's like, oh, you're just getting off looking at those little kids, you scum. Man, it makes me sick. And folks, I'm not overreacting. It's, you know, when you see the stuff all day long, you get the reports all day long, and you see, I mean, it's all over the damn news. Just type in Homeland Security, type in TSA molests people, whatever. It's like thousands, not hundreds, folks, thousands of cases about TSA molesting people. And it's just sickening, it really is. It makes me pissed off. And now you got the Major League Baseball, which we've been telling you folks for a while. Major League Baseball prepares for new DHS screening measures at all ballparks. And this is by my friend Michael Dallin, which is a new reporter, journalist, I should say, for Infowars.com. Good friend of mine, great journalist. He's an awesome guy. And he reports that the Major League Baseball prepares new DHS screening measures at all ballparks. In other words, when you go to a ballpark, which we've been telling you for a while, a sporting event, you're going to have Homeland Security, which is the TSA. They run TSA. They are TSA. And they're going to be feeling you up just to go watch a ball game, you know, to go watch David Ortiz hit a home run. You got to be felt up. You got to be x-rayed. You got to have all kinds of scanners all over you to give you cancer. So, you know, that unbelievable, really is. And more TSA report, the TSA threatens to put a man on the list over parody video. Now, Infowars.com was running a contest, $10,000 film contest, and one of the guys who made a parody video on the TSA he had received a phone call from Homeland Security and the TSA stating that he used to remove that video immediately, and if he doesn't, he's going to be put on the no-fly list. So this is government tyranny, folks. This is intrusion of your First Amendment. They're attacking your Fourth Amendment. They're going after your guns, the Second Amendment. And now you got a lawsuit. LA cops tase a man's genitals until he could smell his own flesh burning. Steve Watson reports a lawsuit currently being heard in the federal court reveals how LA sheriff deputies assaulted a young black man who had done nothing wrong, tasering his genitals up to 10 times enough for the flesh to begin to cook. The 26-year-old Daniel Johnson is pursuing damages for excessive force, false arrest, violations of his constitutional civil rights, battery, and intentional infliction of the emotional distress. 10 times in the genitals. I mean, really? And you folks, this just really, this gets me so bad. I mean, it really does. And you just see these cops are pumped up on steroids, running all over the streets thinking that God, you know, I could recite tons of stories that's going on. Now, my friend Jason Swift, I went to high school with him, and I known him like most of my life, junior high school, a great friend of mine. The kid was a great athlete, you know, well-minded kid, you know. He was a big guy, yes. He played football, he loved football, but he had an intelligent mind, man. Right here where I'm at, about not even a block from here is the Pawtucket, Rhode Island police station, and basically, the cops are called, long story short, and the cops are called. He's standing in the hallway, naked, to mind you, with his arms in the air, telling them, I am unarmed. So the scum, you know, rookie officer decides to shoot the guy right in the back to kill him. They shoots him right in the back to kill an unarmed, naked man because this pathetic moron that works, and he's still working for the Pawtucket Police now, and he didn't receive no suspension or nothing. He's probably promoted to friggin' captain now. But you know what, if you listen out there, I forgot the cop's name, and I'm going to get that name because I'm going to do a whole story on that. And if you listen now, if you come right to the station here, take your badge off and your gun off, and you face me one-on-one, man-to-man in a parking lot, scumbag. Okay, and I'll put you through that pain that you put my friend through, especially his family has to suffer. His son has to grow up without a father now, next you scum. You know what I mean? It just makes me sick. And I'm not saying all Pawtucket cops are bad. I mean, I met some great cops out here. But there's a group of cops who think that, God, they're a bunch of thugs, they're a bunch of scum. And again, if you think you're man enough, you come here. My name is Dan Bidondi. You come here and you meet me one-on-one, face-to-face, okay? Take your badge off, and I'll shove your own handcuffs on, you scumbag. And I like to get a hold of all these scumbags. You know what I mean? Like, I like to go tase these cops 10 times. Yeah, to teach them a lesson. You know, there should be a civilian police brigade that monitors the police. There should be. You see a cop over here. A neighbor called the police on a man in Garden City, New York for the rigorous crime of washing his car in his own driveway. And the cop told him to shut up and, yeah, stop washing your car, you're going to get a fine. And you got these cops who, especially in New York. New York's got the biggest group, New York and LA, the biggest group of thugs. Not police officers, folks, thugs, okay? Scum, criminal, mafia, scum type thugs, okay? They think that God, I mean, a girl at a Boston Red Sox game, she was coming out of the bar and they shot her eye out with a rubber bullet, and the cop said she shouldn't have been there. You know, oh, she shouldn't have been there, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? These cops run all over people. They think they're God to say, you know what, you little bastard, when I pull you over, you're supposed to submit. You're supposed to do what I tell you to do. And if I want you to get out and lick my boots, you got to lick my boots, you little scum. You know what I mean? I'm just sick of the police state, and I'm trying not to get into a rant, folks, especially on my first show here. And, oh, trust me, I'm just sick of it, I really am. But we're going to come back next Friday night, and we're going to cover some more news. We're going to get deep depth about the Illuminati. Check my website out at truthradioshow.com. And I'm a little pissed off now. I just want to go take on 100 people right now. But, you know, I'm going to use that energy for next week because, folks, we're under attack, and it's about time we, the people, started fighting back. And thanks for listening to Truth Radio with Dan Bidondi. We'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, God willing. Have a good week.